Wow, Daryl, this is an interesting place. Yeah, I like it too. It's just a cool place to come and hang out. What? You see a guy in a black jacket coming towards us?
Holy shit! You two! Oh man, you two need to hurry up and get killed off.
What? We can't get killed off. We're the main characters. Daryl's right. You should go fuck yourself.
What? You think I should get killed off? You growling bastard, I'm the fan favorite. That's true. You're a fan favorite too. But your glory days are kind of over. You keep getting everyone killed on your team, and the audience doesn't like you anymore. It's time for Daryl to die, and for Negan to be the big new fan favorite. Out with the old and in with the new. Holy shit.
Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my video for Daryl Dixon and whether or not he will be killed off in Season 8 of The Walking Dead. So basically the short answer, if you just want to watch this video right quick and then stop watching, you just want to know the answer, the short answer is no, he will not. Some people believe that he might. I will explain why he won't. Basically, I mean, for one thing, he is a fan favorite. You know, he's been the fan favorite since the beginning. He's been the cash cow since the beginning. And we kind of know that the writers have a tendency to cave in, to cave in to the fan base. The fans kept screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming for Negan. They had no patience whatsoever. I'm not saying everyone, but a large chunk, a very loud, obnoxious chunk. The Walking Dead fan base tends to be loud and obnoxious. You know, at least the loud, obnoxious ones kind of make the other ones look bad, like they kind of draw attention to themselves, so it gives everyone a bad name. But those fans, those loud and obnoxious fans, they kept screaming for Negan. It pretty much made it to where no one else that was kind of not really rushing for Negan, like their voice wasn't heard because the people that were screaming were just so loud and drawing so much attention to themselves. So the people that were wanting Negan were like, Negan, is this random person Negan? Is this person Negan? When is Negan going to show up? Negan should be in Season 3. Negan should be in Season 4. Is that car in the background Negan's car? Blah, blah, blah. Negan. So at the end of Season 6, they bring in Negan. And it was a horrible part 1 of a 2-part episode, a horrible cliffhanger that is almost unforgivable. People are still talking about it years later. Well, it's about 2 years ago, but people are still talking about it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan could not shave his face, so he had this ugly ass beard that just never looked right. He only looks like Negan without the beard. I'm sorry, but if you see him without the beard, you can't unsee it. He just looks so much better without the beard. Then he was underweight. Negan's supposed to be very big and muscular, and Negan was underweight. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was underweight, and he didn't have time to gain weight because he didn't really have time to prepare. You know, I think he only had a couple of months or a few weeks. He had like the night before to read his lines. He couldn't shave his beard because of the other show he was doing. So they just rushed him into the end of Season 6. I would have been happier if Season 6 ended with... They could have ended with a cliffhanger. I understand the Saviors being in Season 6, but they should have saved Negan for maybe the premiere of Season 7. Maybe Season 6 ends with Rick's group getting captured. Yes, it would not have been as much of a ratings grab as the off-the-camera bat hitting the camera. But I think organically into the story, it would have made better, especially if Scott Kimball was actually trying to do what he said he was trying to do, which was end the story and begin the next story. You really can't say that he was trying to do that because they ended the story they didn't end the story. It was right in the middle of it, you know. So because people were screaming for Negan, they just shoved him. They shoved him into the end of season 6. They shoved him into the finale. And you know, Daryl Dixon is such a fan favorite. He's the cash cow. I don't think AMC are going to let the writers kill him off. He's about to be one of the last 3 Atlanta survivors. Carl's about to die. That's pretty much a fact at this point. There's no saving Carl. It's a done deal. Carl's gone. That leaves Carol, Daryl, and Rick as the 3 Atlanta survivors. Yeah, it's depressing. We're in season 8 and we're having to say Atlanta 3. Atlanta 3, man. Atlanta 3. They're not going to turn it into Atlanta 2. Not in season 8. Yeah, maybe season 9, season 10, but not in season 8. There needs to be at least 3. I just feel like there should be. I mean, there's something special about being one of the Atlanta survivors. From season 4, there was the Atlanta 5. Season 5, there was the Atlanta 5. Season 6, there was the Atlanta 5. And then in season 7, there was the 4, and now there's the 3. Well, let's keep it at 3 for a little while. I think we need some familiar elements, some elements in the show that stay throughout the entire show. Maybe not the entire show, but for a long while. Because if nothing from season 1 has survived all the way to season 9 or season 10, it really does feel like you're watching a different show. You need some elements, some stable elements. Not many, but a few. 1 or 2. A few stable elements that are there in the beginning of the show that stay towards the end of the show. And it can't just be Rick. It can't just be Andrew Lincoln. It can't be everyone dies but Rick. Everyone from the beginning is dead but Rick. There needs to be someone else. And right now that someone else is just Daryl, Carol, and maybe Morgan. Morgan's not an Atlanta survivor, but I digress. And like I said, AMC, I think they're too pussy to kill Daryl. They're not going to let the writers kill Daryl. I just don't think it. I think, what they did with Carl, there was some behind-the-scenes problem. I don't think Scott Gimple has full control of the show, but maybe he does. Maybe he just keeps making shit decisions. I mean, I really do want Scott Gimple fired. I think Scott Gimple is a shit writer. He has turned the show into crap. Killing off Carl was just, the way they did it was just a joke. But I think he's too much of a pussy to kill off Daryl. I just do. Daryl's the cash cow. He's the fan favorite. He was the fan favorite before Negan was the fan favorite. And Negan is a fan favorite, true. In the show, it's kind of iffy. I mean, he's so obnoxious and just... They forced his comic dialogue into the show. He's been better in season 8, but we're only halfway done, so I don't know if they're going to try to bring back some of his comic lines. But, Negan's more of a fan favorite in the comics. Almost everyone loves Negan in the comics. In the show, it's kind of a different story. With Daryl is still, there's still those fangirls. There's still those people that are like, if Daryl dies, alright. If Daryl dies, I'm going to stop watching the show. Daryl sells. Daryl sells toys. Daryl sells t-shirts. Daryl sells coffee mugs. You can put Daryl on anything and people are going to buy it. Yeah, the world does not want Daryl to die. That's just how it is. He's kind of a staple of The Walking Dead. He just exploded into popularity. And yes, the show's gone on for a while, and they are getting to the point to where they could possibly kill him off, but not in season 8, not this early. The other thing is, his story just isn't really building to it. I don't think Daryl's story is coming to an end. I think Daryl still has some stuff he's going to do. I'm not a big fan of his story arc right now. I think they're just forcing him to go in circles. He's angry, he's impulsive, he wants revenge, he doesn't listen to anyone, he fucks up, other innocent people get killed, then he does the same thing again. That's what happened to Glenn, and that's why Daryl drove the truck into the sanctuary. He ignored everyone, and then bad shit happened. He's just going in circles. He's okay with families getting killed, children getting killed. If they're at the sanctuary, he doesn't care if they die or not. I mean, just imagine if that's your kids, if that's your family in the sanctuary, and then there's this asshole who wants to kill other people, so he doesn't care if your family dies. That's Daryl at this point. Daryl just wants to win no matter what. So like I said, I'm not a big fan of his story, but they're not building him up for a death. They could build it up to like some heroic redemption type of death where he's like, oh, I've been wrong this whole time. Well, I'm going to sacrifice my life to set things right. They could do that, but I think they're going to have Daryl change. At the end of season 8, Daryl is going to be a different man. He is going to want to save people. He's going to go back to the older Daryl from like season 4, season 5. The Daryl that wants to do the right thing, the Daryl that wants to save people, to ask the 3 questions. Even if you're bad, he's going to want to try to save you, keep you alive. I think that's what they're building to. In season 9, maybe they could kill him. I still doubt it, but in season 8, they're definitely not going to. They're building Daryl's story to have a moment, an upbringing where Daryl realizes that he should start doing the right thing. He should start saving people. This war can't just end with all the saviors dying. Every single savior. I think Daryl is going to get to where he's not going to want revenge anymore. He's not going to be just out for himself, impulsive, angry. We saw a bit of that when he decided not to kill Dwight. Basically, Daryl has made his decision. Tara, Rosita, they've made their decision on Dwight. They're not killing Dwight. Daryl saw Dwight on the ground, injured, possibly not able to help them anymore because his cover might have been blown. And Daryl just angrily rips off the vest of Dwight and takes it back. It was kind of a dark, humorous moment. But there's some important emotional weight in that moment because it's the moment where Daryl, after literally since the past 3 seasons, since early on in season 6, Daryl's wanted to kill Dwight. That was the moment where Daryl made his decision to not kill Dwight. So I think we're going to continue to build with Daryl. It could be Daryl blames himself for Carl's death. Daryl blames himself for the fall of Alexandria. So that's when Daryl goes back to listening to Rick. And at the end of the season, when Rick decides to lock Negan up, Daryl is going to agree. Daryl keeps fucking up. So once Rick decides to lock Negan up, Daryl is going to slightly redeem himself and be like, you know what? You're right. Let's do it. Let's do the right thing now. Let's go back to doing the right thing. I think that's how Daryl's story is going to end. I think it's going to kind of go full circle. Daryl is going to go back to kind of being the old Daryl and wanting to save people again. He's not there yet, but he's going to get there. Maybe he has to fuck up and get someone else innocent killed, or maybe he likes a savior or gets to know a savior and the savior dies or something like that. Or someone says something to him that inspires him to start trying to save people again and not just trying to kill everyone. I believe that killing everyone is the answer. Something happens that's going to change Daryl in the back half of the season. It might be Carl's death. It might be his guilt. Who knows? But Daryl will change. Daryl will start doing the right thing again. So they're not building him up to get killed off this season. They're building him up to change this season, to start doing the right thing again. That's his story arc in season 8. Now with season 9, again, I don't think he's going to die either, but it's possible. Anyway, guys, those are my answers. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I am not going anywhere. And that's about it. I'm Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.